You played by the rules. You did exactly what you were told. You put in the long hours. You stayed loyal to the people who claimed to love you, and you never compromised your integrity. You were the good guy. And what happened? You watched the promotion get handed to the manipulator who did half the work but knew how to play the political game. You were completely blindsided and betrayed by the partner you gave everything to. You watched the liar, the narcissist, and the ruthless operator get exactly what they wanted, while you were left standing in the rain with empty hands and a broken spirit. You feel a burning, acidic resentment rising in your chest. You look at the wreckage of your situation, you look up at the sky, and you scream in your mind, "This is not fair!" The universe hears you, and the universe is completely, deafeningly silent. Because fairness is a bedtime story, it is a manufactured, comfortable delusion designed to keep the weak exactly where they are. This is core wisdom. If you are tired of waiting for a justice that will never come, if you are ready to stop bleeding and start conquering, you are in the right place. Subscribe. We build the fortress together. Let us dissect the delusion of fairness. Let us drag your childhood conditioning into the brutal, unforgiving light of reality and see why it is actively destroying your life. You must understand where this crippling mindset came from. You were raised in an artificial environment. You grew up in a psychological incubator. When you were a child, if someone broke the rules, a teacher stepped in. If you played a sport, there was a referee with a whistle to call a foul. If another kid stole your toy, a parent intervened, forced them to hand it back, and made them apologize to you. Your developing brain absorbed this dynamic and created a fatal, deeply flawed equation for how the world operates. You learned, if I am good, good things will happen to me. If someone is bad, an invisible authority figure will punish them and restore the balance. But then you grow up, you graduate, you step out of the incubator and into the jungle. And you bring that exact same naive childhood programming into a world that is governed entirely by blood, iron, and leverage. When someone steals your opportunity, when a business partner ruins you, when a lover discards you for someone else, your nervous system panics. You instinctively look around the room for the referee. You wait for the whistle to blow. You wait for the universe, or God, or karma to step in, hand them a penalty, and give you back your toy. There is no referee. There is no whistle. No one is coming to save you. Expecting the world to treat you fairly simply because you are a good person is exactly like expecting a starving lion not to eat you because you are a vegetarian. The lion does not care about your moral diet. The lion does not care about your integrity. The lion only cares that you are made of meat, and you are entirely unprotected in his territory. Your moral superiority is not a shield. It is a target. You walk around radiating this desperate need for fairness, and the predators in society can smell it on you from a mile away. They know that you will not strike first. They know that if they take what is yours, you will not fight back with ruthless aggression. You will just sit in the corner, nursing your bruised ego, complaining to anyone who will listen about how unfair the situation is. You tell yourself that you are taking the high road. You think that by not fighting back, by swallowing the injustice and remaining peaceful, you are being noble. Let us be brutally honest with each other right now. You are not taking the high road. You are just terrified of the mud. You do not fight back because you do not know how to fight. You hide your cowardice behind a mask of morality. You call yourself peaceful, but a man who is completely incapable of violence is not peaceful. He is just harmless. And the world has absolutely no respect for a harmless man. The world does not reward harmless men with fairness. It rewards them by turning them into footstools. You sit there, muttering to yourself about how society is broken, how the system is corrupt, how the game is rigged against the honest man. The game is not rigged. You are simply playing the wrong game. You are trying to play a game of morality in a universe that only recognizes the cold, hard physics of power. Look at the natural world. Go out into the wild. When a pack of hyenas isolates a young gazelle, separates it from the herd, and tears it apart in the dirt, the mother gazelle does not look up at the sky and demand justice. She does not file a complaint. She does not scream that the hyenas cheated by hunting in a pack. She accepts the brutal, uncompromising reality of her environment. Nature does not operate on good and evil. Nature operates on action and consequence. Nature operates on the fundamental law that those who adapt survive and those who complain perish. You live in a concrete jungle, but the underlying laws of nature have not changed one single bit. The hyenas are still there. They just wear suits now. They smile at you in board meetings. They text you good morning. They pretend to be your friend. And when they sense that you are operating on the delusion of fairness, when they see that you are waiting for a referee to protect you, they will isolate you, and they will consume everything you have. Your belief in fairness makes you the perfect prey. It makes you predictable. It makes you soft. It blinds you to the actual mechanics of how power is acquired, maintained, and stolen. You think that if you just keep your head down and do the right thing, the universe owes you a reward. The universe owes you absolutely nothing. The universe was here billions of years before you were born, and it will be here billions of years after you are dead. It is entirely, beautifully indifferent to your personal sense of entitlement. Let us talk about your favorite coping mechanism. Let us talk about karma. When someone wrongs you, and you are too weak, too intimidated, or too incompetent to fight back, you comfort yourself with a very specific, very pathetic phrase. You say, "What goes around comes around." You say, "Karma will get them." You tell yourself that the universe is keeping a ledger, a cosmic scoreboard. You believe that eventually, the universe will look at the scoreboard, see that your enemy cheated, and drop a piano on their head. This is the ultimate outsourcing of your own power. Believing that karma will fight your battles for you is the highest form of cowardice. It is a psychological pacifier you suck on to soothe the stinging humiliation of your own inadequacy. Look at the reality of the people you are waiting for karma to destroy. While you are sitting in your bedroom, obsessively stalking their social media, vibrating with bitter resentment, waiting for their inevitable downfall, what are they actually doing? They are moving forward. They are closing deals. They are building networks. They are enjoying their lives. They are not losing sleep over the supposed cosmic debt they owe you. They have completely forgotten you even exist. They understand a fundamental law of power that you refuse to accept. The universe does not punish the ruthless. The universe punishes the weak. Look at human history. You will see tyrants, manipulators, and absolute monsters who lived long, incredibly prosperous lives, surrounded by luxury, and died peacefully in their sleep. Where was the karma? Where was the cosmic justice? It did not exist. Because karma is a human invention, created by the oppressed to make the tyranny of the strong slightly more tolerable. If you want justice, you do not sit in the dark and wait for the sky to fall on your enemies. You have to manufacture justice with your own two hands. You have to become the consequence. But you do not want to become the consequence, because that requires friction. That requires confrontation. That requires you to step back into the arena where you just got beaten, pick up a weapon, and risk getting beaten again. It is so much easier to sit in the stands and pray for a lightning strike. Every single day you spend hoping for karma to do your dirty work, you are drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. You are rotting from the inside out with unexpressed anger. You are voluntarily turning yourself into a perpetual victim. A victim is someone who fundamentally believes their life is happening to them, rather than being created by them. When you scream that a situation is unfair, you are essentially demanding that the world lower its standards to accommodate your lack of capability. You are saying, "I do not have the strength, the intelligence, or the strategy to win in this brutal environment, so the environment needs to change for me." The environment will never change. The environment only respects adaptation and leverage. This brings us to the profound, terrifying realization of the Stoic mind. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king who ruled the entire Roman Empire, understood this better than anyone. He did not look at the betrayals, the plagues, and the brutal wars around him and cry about fairness. He understood that events simply occur. Nature has no morality. A hurricane does not destroy a city because the city is evil. It destroys it because of atmospheric pressure. A snake does not bite you because it hates your personality. It bites you because you stepped carelessly into its territory. There is no good. There is no evil. There is only action and consequence. If a man lies to you and steals your money, or a partner betrays your trust, it is not a cosmic injustice. It is a simple, mechanical failure on your part. You failed to accurately assess their character. You failed to set up proper boundaries. You failed to protect your assets. You gave a predator the keys to your house, and now you are crying because you got robbed. The theft is the natural consequence of your blindness, but your ego cannot handle that level of absolute accountability. Your ego refuses to say, "I was a fool, I was outplayed, I was weak." So your ego invents the concept of unfairness to protect itself from the devastating truth of its own incompetence. As long as you can blame the unfairness of the game, you never have to look in the mirror and admit that you are just a terrible player. You use the word fair as a psychological shield, but in the real world, shields made of words do not stop swords made of steel. The people who are passing you by, the people who are taking the opportunities you thought you deserved, they are not waiting for permission. They are not asking the referee if their move is legal. They are looking at the board, identifying the vulnerabilities, and striking with absolute precision. You are bringing a rulebook to a knife fight, and you are wondering why you are covered in blood. So, what do you do when you finally realize the rulebook is completely fake? You burn it. You stop demanding that the universe hand you a trophy for your good intentions. Good intentions do not build empires. Good intentions do not protect your family. Good intentions do not secure your financial freedom. Power does. Leverage does. Absolute, undeniable competence does. If your enemy fights with a knife, you do not stand there bleeding, screaming to the crowd that knives are illegal in this sport. You step back out of range, you analyze their striking angle, and you forge a longer, heavier, sharper sword. You must ruthlessly purge the word should from your vocabulary. They should have been loyal. My boss should have recognized my hard work. The market should be fair. The word should is a psychological parasite. It keeps your mind permanently chained to a fantasy universe that does not exist, blinding you to the physical reality standing right in front of you. Every second you spend arguing with reality about how things should be is a second your competitor is using to study how things actually are, and using that reality to crush you. You must fall in love with what is. When you finally accept that no one is coming to save you, when you finally accept that no invisible referee is going to blow a whistle and pause the game so you can catch your breath, a profound, terrifying, and beautiful psychological shift occurs in your mind. You stop waiting. You stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for karma. You stop waiting for an apology from the people who destroyed you. You take absolute, uncompromising responsibility for every single outcome in your life. If you get cheated, you do not blame the liar. You blame yourself for being gullible. If you get passed over for a promotion, you do not blame the system. You blame yourself for not making your value so massive and undeniable that ignoring you would be impossible. If your heart gets broken, you do not blame their toxicity. You blame your own poor judgment for letting a parasite into your inner circle. The weak will call this victim blaming. Let them. They will stay victims forever. A sovereign knows that this is not victim blaming. This is victim destroying. By taking complete ownership of your defeats, you are violently reclaiming your power. You are telling the universe, I am not a leaf blowing in the wind of your unfairness. I am the storm. This mindset is heavy. It is cold. It requires you to look in the mirror and face the brutal reality of your own inadequacies. But it is the only mindset that grants you absolute invincibility. Because when you take responsibility for everything, no one can ever make you a victim again. Tomorrow, the world will be unfair to you. It is a mathematical certainty. Someone will get something they absolutely do not deserve. Someone will break the rules, play dirty, and win the prize. A crisis that you did not cause will land directly on your doorstep. When it happens, do not flinch. Do not complain. Do not run to your friends to gossip about the profound injustice of the situation. Do not post a sad quote on the internet hoping for sympathy. Look at the situation with cold, calculating, predatory eyes. Study how they won. Study where you left yourself exposed. Study the exact mechanics of the power dynamic that just defeated you. And then, quietly, methodically, without making a single sound, begin building your leverage. Adapt. Overcome. Conquer. The world is not a courtroom designed to dispense justice to the pure of heart. The world is a battlefield designed to test the strength, the strategy, and the absolute resilience of the sovereign mind. It is time to throw the comforting delusion of fairness into the fire. It is time to stop playing the role of the innocent, fragile gazelle waiting for the lion to show mercy. The lion does not know the meaning of the word, and neither should you. Stand up, wipe the bitterness off your face, learn the actual rules of the game, and go take back every single thing that belongs to you. This is core wisdom. If you are ready to drop the delusion of fairness and walk the path of the sovereign, subscribe. Leave the herd behind.